this past week, a damning report was issued by the federal monitor overseeing Rikers Island. It alleges that the city's Department of Corrections is hiding information about deadly incidents, downplaying officers' lethal use of force, and neglecting to provide emergency medical care. So joining me to discuss this and more is New York City Public Advocate Jumaane Williams. So Mr. Williams, good to see you. Welcome back.
Thanks. Always a pleasure, Dan. I appreciate it.
So let me get your reaction first. I don't know if you got to look at the report in its entirety, your initial reaction to the report.
It's obviously quite concerning. It was a really damning report. And I just want to make it clear that the report comes on the heels of a bunch of other things that have happened, including many of us saying how bad things are on Rikers Island for both sides of the bars, people who work there, people who are detained there, getting pushback from administration from every reform that we put forward. And then a report like this that seems to support everything that we've been saying in the first place. And so you can imagine the amount of concern that you have when you read something like this.
Right. So the Department of Correction also says that it has stopped notifying the media when a person dies in custody, right? Obviously, that is a concern. The mayor defended the move and Commissioner Molina, but it really brings into question this word of transparency. And why not release the number? So you're now calling for this to be reversed. Is that correct?
So, you know, we know that the administration has a point of view of this, and I'm actually looking forward to hear more of it if I can. But until then, we have now asked for a federal receivership, which is something that we hadn't done before. I do want to make sure that whatever was put out in terms of not releasing information is fully reversed. I'm hearing different things from the administration, but
give me an example then. Give me an example of what exactly you're hearing to clarify why they wouldn't want to release numbers.
Well, they're giving different points of view of what they were doing versus what they're doing now in terms of releasing information. My point of view is there's absolutely no reason to change how we were giving that information, particularly on the heels of a report like this, because that's the wrong response. The response should be, we're going to provide even more transparency, not less. And so I always try to make sure, you know, I'm speaking with the administration and hearing what they have to say, but I have to tell you the way that things are lining up is just very concerning. And it's problematic and something that we've been raising for a very long time. And my hope is at some point, these conversations are not as contentious as they always are, and we can all agree of how dangerous it is on Rikers Island and sit down and really try to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all struggle with the thought of why not release that information. It's almost a bad look that you're hiding something if you don't put out those numbers.
I mean, let me just say, and it's a bad look normally, and it's even worse if it comes right after a damning report. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the combination of those things that are making this situation harder than it probably needs to be.
So then help me understand the idea of this federal takeover of Rikers, right? This is not the first time we're hearing about it. This has been discussed for quite some time. You even tweeted, though, that it would bring its own challenges. What makes you so confident that D.C. could handle Rikers better than the city has?
Now, this is probably hard to say, but I don't know that I am extremely confident because the federal jails have their own set of situations and problems. But what we often have to look at is the options that we have, and there's sometimes bad options, and try to find the best of the bad options. And based on the many years of us that have been raising these issues through multiple administrations, I want to be clear about this, just didn't start, to where we are now, to when that report came out and to the response, you have to at some point saying we may need someone else to come in and assist here because we're not getting safer. We're not getting people who are detained there and who work there to be in conditions that were safe. And that's why we finally said, you know what, it might be time for a federal monitor.
So then let me leave you with this question, right? There's a lot of talk about Commissioner Molina and whether or not he's doing a good job. The mayor came out last week and said, I have full confidence in him. Do you think he should step down? Is he the right man for the job?
I got to tell you, I know Commissioner Molina. Which actually surprises me that we're at this point in the situation because I know him to be someone who actually wants to make the changes there. And I really want to get to the heart of what is happening, what is the stumbling block, what is preventing us from doing what it is we need to do.
So you don't think he should step down?
Well, right now, that's not what I'm going to say. I do say that there is a problem, there is an issue, which is why I'm saying the federal receiver should come in. By the way, they're also cutting $17 million from nonprofits that were doing work with people who were there. And so that is another layer that is problematic. There's a lot of stuff that's going on there. And out of sight often means out of mind. which is unfortunate, and which is one of the reasons that we have to shut Rikers down.
We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for your perspective, as always, and always coming on Picks and Politics, Public Advocate. Good to see you.